Hey, what's up? It's Duke, and this one's gonna be a little bit different from what you may be used to, because as you can kind of see by the fact that the mouse is going crazy and my voice is pretty moderate here. This is a recording. This is not a live reaction for once, and there's a good reason for that. It's because I forgot to click the reward button. Twice. So, yeah, that's a whole, that's a whole hour worth of commentary lost to the void. But I think this game is actually so interesting that it's worth it. So, hopefully you share that opinion, right? So going back to the beginning here, we've got Moles versus Reaper here, and as you can see by the ranking down there, Reaper is the clear underdog here. Moles is one of, he's very frequently fights for the top one spot, usually only beaten by Alakame whenever he decides to actually play the game. And Reaper is a pretty decent player, but obviously he's not even the top 10 here. But despite that, we see him rushing down the mid-font and claiming it pretty handily here with Vampires, no less. Now, Vampires got humongous changes in the new patch. What we can see right there, as you can see, that he's got a new ability, Lord of Strigoi. Prestige and Bleed is real cool, but those are normal abilities. The real kicker is that friendly vampires within 3 spaces get 2 max HP and -1 cooldown on their abilities whenever he uses one of his own abilities. By the way, attacks count as abilities. As we can see right here, this is going to come into huge effect. The Essence Drain, knocking down that half HP there. And then the Blood Fiend coming in. And because of that, it all happened really quick, but that -1 cooldown from the Vampire, that Lord of the Strigoi, the Blood Fiend has a cooldown of 1 on his Blood Fuel ability there. So, yeah, you are with the Blood Fiend. 55 Nora unit, by the way, can attack 3 times in 1 turn. He can generate 11 HP, or not 11 AP, 19 AP in 1 single turn, as long as there's an Elder Vampire around to attack 1 time or invoke 1 time. That's a truly insane interaction, and it's going to get changed, I think, in the patch hotfix. That's another reason I really wanted to get this recording out there, because we're not going to be able to see the Blood Fiend in all of his incredible, overpowered glory anymore. I think he's actually losing the vampire race entirely here. So, as we can see here, the vampires are a pretty damn solid theme now. I don't know if they're still considered overpowered, especially after the hotfix, but they seem pretty strong. Moles is kind of playing the humble paladins here, and as we can see, he's playing the Purger, which is a fairly uncommon unit in paladins, but that ricochet shot really getting some big value there. I was a bit confused about the stun at the time because nobody really plays the Purger. I'm actually not sure if he got any notable, big notable changes in the patch. There were 450 champs that got changed, and that's just too much for me. But yeah, as we can see here, the Blood Fiend getting that cleanse, getting that double attack in with his, his base blood fuel, and then the Elder Vampire is going to show up, get that invoke, doesn't even need to attack, and now the Blood Fiend has got his refresh, and now a freshly deployed unit, right, straight out of the rune dock, is just dead in a single turn, or about to be dead in a single turn, because the Elder Vampire needs to walk on in there, and there's going to be an equip coming down. He's got the Shield of Darkness, which is an excellent ability, an excellent equipment for the Elder Vampire. Because both for the Oblivion Shield, right, the Elder Vampire has Strength of Body, so you really want to preserve his HP as much as possible, but also that Siphoning Aura really kicks in and heals him to keep his Strength of Body up high. Crazy rune. The Elder Vampire is nuts. In another game, a couple days ago, I saw this freaking rune, this guy, he stacked up to 100 HP and 40 damage between his Strength of Body and his Escalation, and a soul collection effect from a Sacrificial Dagger, I believe. Absolutely nuts runes. 100 HP and 40 damage. That's a straight up single player boss. Right? That's an elite enemy. So I kind of briefly hovered over it. Even despite recording this game a couple times, I don't remember everything perfectly. But the Cursed Temple. Oh wait, no. Okay, we're looking up at the faction bonuses up right now. Iron Fist got a new faction bonus, by the way. They got a huge refund on all spells and equips, which is massive. We're seeing a lot more Iron Fist back with now these days. Even when they used to be like one of the least played factions, period. It's kind of interesting because like you don't really feel it all. Okay, not really feel it. You kind of feel it, right? Because it's a pretty sizable thing. Iron Fist loves their super champs, so getting a 20% refund on the spells, equips, and relics that enable those super champs is really powerful. As we can see here, this is Forsaken Waste, by the way. They are rushing, like Iron Fist is kind of slow, but they are getting rushed down. They're getting killed once every turn by the slowest faction in the game. And here we go. Now we're looking at the Cursed Temple here. This is an absolutely cracked rune. All vampires gain 1 defense, which is already really just straight up good because vampires are all about their life siphon, so they need as much durability as they can get, so that they, when they get hurt, they survive to regen another day. But also, it gives all vampires Spell Swallower. That's absolutely cracked. That's 1 damage every spell. That's literally as good as the Nefari Torch, right? Nefari Torch is the best spell seal in the game, except this one is even better because the damage bonus is permanent. And not only is it permanent, if they cast a bunch of spells, then they get a defense as well, which also obviously further compounds the durability that the vampires really desire. Absolutely insane rune. I feel like, I don't know if it's getting changed in the hotfix, but I feel like it needs to. Actually, no, I remember now. I remember a conversation. I think it's going to give vampires Shade Strike to give them a pseudo increase to their durability, reduce their chance to get hit by spells. As we can see here, this Templar, he walked up that sideline completely uncontested there, and is basically evened out the game. Like right now, despite losing a champion every single turn, the Nora font situation is actually disadvantaged for Reaper, which is absolutely crazy. And of course, the Templar loves being free here. He loves stacking up his fury. He loves getting his free charges for his self heal, his charged heal. It's not really a self heal, but it very frequently is. As we can see here, Reaper still going in. Moles has played a support rune every single turn, which, makes sense. Iron Fist have some of the best supports in the game here. It looks like I'm hovering over the faction bonus. Speaking of faction bonus, oh god, a Moby. Holy, I don't even remember a Moby. That's kind of crazy. I can't, looking back upon this, I don't even know. I feel like I didn't even see this Moby before. That's kind of crazy. Moby is like a 60 Nora spell, and he used it to get a kill on a 60 Nora champ. Like, it's not really worth it. Kinda, maybe, sorta. I mean, he is Forsaken Waste, right? And Forsaken Waste do get a Nora refund whenever they kill things now. So that's like an extra, I don't know, 6-ish Nora, 5-ish Nora discount for killing the Squire. But also, he did get the Coven ability, or the Claw ability. I don't remember what she's called, but she spawned the guy, right? The free little Squire, and the Squire is an amazing rune, right? He's got that shatter, so he can prevent Talgar's equips. However, he only has he respawns at like 10 HP, so he is at risk of Battle Leader procs. Although that being said, Moles did just equip his Battle Leader equipment on the Templar, who's not really able to contribute to that fight just yet. The Bloodbinder is also pretty cracked. She's got a greater vampirism ability. And actually, not only does she have Essence Capture, right? She's got one of those vampire unique abilities to give a bunch of runes Essence Capture, which is freaking nutty. Essence Capture is a goated ability. If you could have Essence Capture on every single one of your runes, you'd want it. But she also gives 50% greater healing, which is kind of nuts. It really amps up the vampiric healing. They go from like 5 HP every turn to like 7 or 10. Craziness. Yeah, and then this guy put down the Soul Reaver. I thought he was kind of crazy to do that, right? So you typically save Soul Reaver for a cleanse, right? That's its best ability. But he gets the Soul Reaver down. He gets the brand. He moves over to contest that font so that Reaper can't redeploy straight to the front lines. And then he has the absolutely perfect AP to Truth Seeker on in, to right next to take past the 2 frontline units to get to the Coven Claw in the back, and then he's got 6 AP to double tap him, and then the Burning Crusade on top to secure the kill. Small bit of lag spike there, yeah, forgive me. But absolutely cracked, right? That's an insane play. It's exactly what he needs to get back in there. Although that being said, the Squire did get his shatter value in at the end there. Not that the Soul Reaver had much purpose after he applied the cleanse, after he applied the Truth Seeker and the branding. And upon looking at it again, I feel like he was better off just not shattering at all. Well, no, there was no reason not to shatter. Maybe because by having the Soul Reaver on there, it saves him from like a Hammerheart Plate Mail or a Granite Bracers follow-up on Talgar here. That being said, he did get amazing value with that Squire. Moves the Elder Vampire back over to safety, reclaims the font, and his damage is stacked up so high that he can one-tap the Hondor Memorial. Absolutely nutty. And Talgar can't even really, because he's, the Vengeance Templar can run over here, get his Battle Leader proc eventually, and free up Talgar to move in over to that font. Although looking at the AP cost, he can't really do anything to the Elder Vampire because of the what's it called? The Oblivion Shield. That's what it's called. Even after getting the Battle Leader proc, which is still nice, right? Free HP, free healing, free damage. He can still get over there, contest that font, and then he'll have those 2 guys to fight Reaper's 2 guys, which, by the way, is worth noting. Reaper had absolute control over this game. He played into the Forsaken Waste game plan with its new faction bonus to get a kill every single turn. He got that mid font. He got the natural font, no less, right? But looking at the board, it's still 3 runes to 3 runes, despite having that immense advantage over moles early on. The board is basically equalized. Now that being said, he's got 2 fonts to 1 font here, because that mid font is going to be contested real quick, and he's also not going to be able to kill that Elder Vampire too easily. With his 70 freaking HP, by the way. Absolutely nutty stuff. Actually, I don't know if he gets the kill here. Because I've recorded this over a couple different days. Because, you know, when you're talking for 30 minutes straight, when you're casting for 30 minutes straight, it takes a bit more toll than you would expect, right? To keep this constant yapping going, to keep your stream of consciousness smooth and coherent. Because I know full well, right? When you're watching a YouTube video, you don't think much of it. Like, oh yeah, it's just a guy talking for who knows how long, right? But it's surprisingly difficult. Although that being said, I don't know. I feel like I got a decent hold of it. My first few tries, before I uploaded any video, right? It took me a good few tries to get as far as I am right now, and I'm still not amazing here. But really great play here, right? He gets the priest to tap to get, because he'll still apply the Burning Crusade through the I don't even know if it's called the one that applies the brand, the ability on the priest there. He threw the Oblivion Shield, and that frees up Talgar with this crazy damage to swing in twice. But also, because he used the Burning Crusade, the Elder Vampire can't swing back as well, because now he lost half his HP, so his strength of body isn't as good. The 7 defense is going to severely cut the Elder Vampire's attack. Right, he's going to go down to like 8 damage, which is only going to heal him by 4, which again he can't even do. That's going to cut down his life siphon effect even harder. So the Elder Vampire's HP basically isn't going anywhere, and he's got definitely no kill on Talgar. But as we can see here, Reaper isn't even trying to get the kill on Talgar. He's going straight for the Vengeance Templar, using the Elder Vampire interaction to get the double tap in with the trip. I think so. I wasn't triple tap, but to move the Blood Fiend in to get a kind of freakish amount of damage in, right, through the block, no less. But the Elder Vampire is in an awkward situation. This guy is a crazy strong unit. And to be fair, Talgar did have quite the Nora investment in on him, and it's technically a 2v1. But still, the buffs put down on Talgar, he's kind of had the perfect unit to go after that Elder Vampire. Which is really, because the Elder Vampire, you really can't let him get out of control. Like, I don't blame Reaper for his move here, right? He did everything right. But, man, I can't help but wonder if he should have played the Elder Vampire even farther backward to play into the Oblivion Shield even harder. Because looking at the front line here, that poor Vengeant Templar is way yeah. I remember now. I thought he was going to go for the Soulbane here, but now he's putting the Blood Crest down, which is fair enough. Speaking of this Blood Crest right now, you can see me reading the ability here. Super smart design rune. It used to set everything to 1 HP. It was basically a super perseverance, and that was crazy busted. Before vampires got their huge changes, it basically hard carried the theme, quote unquote. Like, it was an absolutely busted rune. But applying the perseverance now, perseverance is a great ability. It really emboldens, right? It plays well into the vampire theme, right? They want to survive so that they can get their vampiric thirst. But obviously, perseverance isn't a super reliable survivability feature. It's got counterplay. You can get by it with auras. And also, so, it feels fair, but it also feels strong, because not only is Perseverance really good, but it also implies Enrage, which, again, boosts the vampire damage, which plays further into their vampiric thirst idea. It's just a really smartly designed rune, and it keeps the spirit of the original Blood Crest. I think it's a really good redesign. But not surprisingly, the Talgar with the Holy Blade, I think the Holy Blade was honestly overkill. He really didn't need the prestige for anything. And he didn't need the inhibit. Actually, maybe he did need the inhibit, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because the Siphoning Aura would have healed him up to 8, which would have saved him from the 6 aura damage. Oh, wow. I remember now. I thought the Holy Blade of Valzak was overkill on my first watch, my initial watch, but no. Moles, showing off his number 1, number 2 status here, actually does pick up that kill, gets exactly what he needs. And the Shrine going down with Moles again. That Templar is really holding the line there. That the Inquisitor had the perfect AP to do what she needed to get in there, to get that commander, to get the invuln. And the Steel Life. I remember thinking that the Templar was going to die to Soulbane, but no, Reaper runs Steel Life, and as we can see here, I'm not a big fan of Steel Life, because it's just not very reliable. If he was running Soulbane, that Templar would be dead, and he'd be in a much better position. But he had to Steel Life the Inquisitor, and he was looking to Steel Life the Inquisitor to heal his Blood Fiend, right? But the Elder Vampire was 3 spaces away from the Inquisitor, same as the Blood Fiend, and apparently whatever prioritization chose I don't even know if it's a real prioritization or if it's just straight up random. It unfortunately went to the Vampire. So that was a completely wasted spell on Reaper's part. The Vampire didn't need healing, and there was no kill done on the Inquisitor. So unfortunately, the Blood Fiend can't do anything. Although it looks like he actively killed his own Blood Fiend for some reason. I'm not actually sure. Oh, probably to deny the Battle Leader proc. But still, really unfortunate circumstances there for Reaper. I don't know if he actually runs Soulbane or not. Because Soulbane, you should run Soulbane in every Forsaken Waste deck, in my opinion. It's so good. Right, 15 straight damage, loss of life, so it goes past the Iron Fist bonus, goes through Impervious and Tough and all this other crap. It's just a spot 15 damage that also applies Curse, which, to be fair, the Curse wouldn't matter with the with the little relic on the field there. Oh yeah, I'm not sure why the Templar died here. He did 18 damage to the Elder Vampire, but there was I don't know. I don't think there's any, like, Sentinel. Oh no, I think he procced the Invoke upon retrospect. Ah, that might have done it. Fair enough. Although, as we see, the Perseverance actually isn't going to save him because of Talgar's Fire Aura. We're seeing it in effect here, how the Blood Crest isn't actually a perfect counter here. But still, looking at that now, right? Reaper, despite getting kills almost every single turn, like, actually, he's still getting the kill, because the Aura, I think, got the Inquisitor somehow? I didn't realize the Inquisitor was that low. Still, he got that. That's 2 kills, right? That's every kill the Forsaken Waste gets feeds back into them. So that's big value there. And as we can see, a really smart play by Reaper here to use the Bloodbinder's Raven, right? The Raven form here to get the mobility to slurp up all that Nora. So not only did he get a huge Nora injection from both of those runes dying, he also got like 30 Nora off of globes alone. So that's like a 40 Nora swing there. That is absolutely massive. Now that being said, Moles didn't really have to spend any Nora to get those kills either. So he's also looking pretty solid here. Because again, even though Reaper is getting kills, he's getting Nora, he's getting globes, he's applying pressure on the Fawns. The game is still 3 champs to 3 champs. And one of those champs is Talgar with the Burning Crusade and with the Holy Blade of Valdar. And he's, by the way, Valdar got some pretty big swings on him, and he's been healing up pretty solidly through regen and through the Holy Ground here. And speaking of the fonts, right, the Reaper was running Moles down, but now the game is perfectly equalized, right? This looks like a normal game. The two naturals are claimed by both players here, and the champions are both equalized. This is another really smart play by Moles, I think, to drop the Holy Blade, let the priest move up to pick it up, because now we're looking at a build-up situation, right? Iron Fist is well known for their late game. They love to build their phalanx, and I'm not actually sure if vampires are like they're good enough late game. Like they seem currently like I don't know. I don't think anyone honestly really knows how vampires stack up across because it's still really early on, right? Alakami probably knows how vampires were designed. They feel kind of mid-gamey to me. Like they mostly have a really cracked early game right now because of the Elder Vampire Blood Fiend interaction, but that's going away with the hotfix. So I don't know if they're really going to, because I don't know how they're going to stack up after the hotfix now. If they really do have a really proper late game that could match another really strong late game like Iron Fist here. So we can see here more unique vampire stuff. The Bloodbinder count, who used to be like a pretty, like single-handedly a gimmick rune for like a paralyzed deck, now is just he's a 90 Dora monster, man. He's got a billion abilities. He's got loyalty. He keeps his paralyzed stuff, his loss of life stuff. He's got a provision there. He's got his own nonsense, his own Lord of the Strigoi, I think. He's a true count now, right? He's a true leader of vampires. And the original vampire over there, he's got his own illusion nonsense, which I freaking hate illusions. They really gum up the board, and my brain is super small, so it's kind of hard. Like, it's easy to forget which vampire, like which illusion is an illusion and which real champ is real. But you can see me clicking through here, and apparently there's a way to tell. The game is kind of bugged, I guess, but the abilities, you can see my mouse flicking over there, the abilities aren't consistent, right? So you can see here that the top left vampire, the one next to the Lamia, is the real one, because he's different from the other two. It's weird, because the other two look like they have more abilities, right? So you'd think that they are the fake ones, but no. And as we can see here, the Hondor Memorial goes down, clears up the illusions, and reveals the truth of the matter. Although, even if you can tell which illusions are real and which illusions are fake, they still gum up the board. They still can claim Nora globes and eat blood balls and other nonsense, right? They're still really annoying. And again, that Inquisitor is really showing its value there, getting multiple impervious procs going. And that magical weakness is humongous. That poor Coven Claw, who looked pretty safe, is now dead. Between the hammer, between the proc, and now with the other Inquisitor, Magnus, coming in here to give her a swing, that's a really crazy kill. Right? And again, it cost Moles nothing, right? Like, you typically, like, you know, spells are not as efficient as champs, right? You can win so many more games than you expect by just deploying your champs over and over again, right? Even if you take losses, even if you have to give it the mid-font, as long as you keep deploying, you can win. I think I've said this in past recordings, but I'm gonna repeat it. It's pretty damn good, right? It's very uncommonly, it's very underappreciated, I should say, the ability to just keep deploying. But if you can get a kill and not cast spells, that's even better, right? That's crazy good. Now it looks like, I can't tell, did Magnus lose his impervious here? Did he get purged somewhere? Because you can see the little ring running him up and down. Excuse me. Got a little something in my throat there. But it looks like it's still up. It's not really the usual blue line that you come to expect there. But he did kill the Hondor Memorial. And now, again, let's looking at the board here. It's now 3-4, actually. Or no, rather, 4-4. Because the Sanguine Sword, the girl in the back, the vampire, the Lamia. So yeah. Again, even with that free kill, the board is equalized. Although that being said, it is Mole's turn. So he can deploy this turn if he wants to. And looking at it, Mole's, I mean, I was going to say he's got the ranged advantage. And by the way, look at Talgar. Talgar was down to like half HP, and now he's taken no damage at all. Between the Consecrates, between the regen, between the heal mass, he's sitting real pretty. Now, looking at the, it's kind of weird, right? Because Reaper technically has the range advantage, right? He's got the Lamia and he's got the Sanguine Sorceress. I think that's her name, right? And Moles only has the Priest. But Magnus has got paralytic feedback, so he basically has quote-unquote Air Eater, right? You can't attack into a paralytic feedback champ and not get severely punished for it. Honestly, paralytic feedback is really cracked, honestly, as an ability. I don't know how much it costs, but if it's not like, I don't know, like 8-10 Nora, it's too cheap. It's so good. Honestly, maybe even 8 Nora is too cheap. It's actually crazy. So Moles does get a deploy here, but he only deploys a cheap support unit. But, unlike before, Reaper has nowhere near the pressure that he used to. So he can't kill those cheap support units that have such incredible value that Iron Fist is known for. Reaper can't really get to him, so now that support unit can get the full value that it wants. Now that he's got a solid front line in the way, and Reaper's rush has been seriously stalled. And it's on Reaper here to provide that pressure, and he just doesn't really feel like he's in a position to do it. Like, he's moving forward here. Like, he wants to get those kills. Because I feel like Reaper, I don't know, Reaper opened this game rushing, and he's now not, now he's stuck in a draw, right, in a stalemate of sorts, in an even build-up scenario. So I'm sure, like, Reaper's a smart player. I'm sure he feels the pressure to move forward, to get those kills, to stop Iron Fist from building up. And he's going for an Essence Drain here, which is a bit questionable here. Not only because of the deflect, which is crazy, right? But we were just talking about it. You really don't want to hit a paralytic feedback here, because your champion is going to get stunned. So, like, Reaper is getting the kill here, which is good, right? but he used an Essence Drain on a 70, like 5, I think? A 75 Nora champion. Which is not a very expensive champion. And Essence Drain is like, what, 50 Nora, 55 Nora? So that's only like a 20 Nora differential there. And he didn't have any spells or equips on him like Talgar does, so you're not getting any additional value there. Right here, I'm looking at the, because he put the despoil down, right? So I'm wondering if he wants to paralyze Talgar. Because if he could paralyze Talgar here, that'd be great, right? Because then Talgar wouldn't be able to because he's a crazy strong unit. He's got 13 AP. He's like with all those illusions are really are gonna really hurt Reaper here, because Spur is gonna get amazing value. But he really couldn't afford to paralyze even with the despoil, because I don't know which floor effect takes effect. I don't know if Talgar would have been purified from the hallowed ground, even though Reaper put the despoil on top. Although it clearly didn't matter. He had the Soul Reaper, and even if he didn't, the priest could have unequipped his Blade of Valzak. So even though Reaper got the kill on Magnus, he opened up his 90 Nora Bloodbinder count to getting killed by Talgar. He couldn't get the paralyzed through all the cleanses. And again, Reaper had to cast Essence Drain to get that kill. He didn't get a very efficient trade, but Moles got a kill with no spells attached. And as we can see here, he's in an amazing position using that super goated support unit to invigorate the priest, to get that extra kill, to get that burn, to get that branded, and then to use his attendant to put the charge on the Inquisitor, who's been applying Commander, by the way, to boost everyone's damage here, who's all had so many attacks. And the charge granted by the other Squire, the support unit, enabled her to get a double tap. And between the burn, between the fire aura, Moles just got 2 kills and a deploy. That's a tremendous swing in value. It cost him no spells, and even so, not only is that crazy, right? That's nuts. So, but Moles had to attack Magnus to get with his ranged unit to get past the deflect. So now Moles lost 2 champs for nothing, for free, basically, right? And he left his Lamia stunned. So even if he deploys here, the Lamia is dead next turn. He can't run the Lamia back. She's paralyzed. So and even with that deploy, it's 5-3, and it's very soon going to be 5-2, possibly 6-2, because Moles isn't going to have to cast a spell, and there's the game over. So I mean, if you asked me at the start of this game, I would have thought that Reaper had it in the bag, but no. You can really see why Moles is a really top-tier player here. GG to both, though. Reaper had such a strong opening, you forgot that he was the underdog here for a second. And let's hope that that vampires are still a strong theme after the hotfix, because man, if they're OP now, how can they be stopped afterwards, after the nerfs?